with fuel, because the insufficiency in the electricity generation and distribution and consumption is affecting even fuel consumption in a way. Many people have to buy fuel to power their generator, to provide electricity for their daily domestic use or industrial use or commercial use as it may be. Yes, having two consecutive hikes in the energy sector may look like a very wicked decision by the government. But I think in the long run, I for one, particularly for fuel, I for one do not, have since recanted my initial stand that subsidies should be maintained in the fuel sector.
All right. Again, just if I may come in here again. Again, one will think that the APC preached warfarism to Nigerians before coming into power. And of course, Nigerians would then have to buy that's about 59 naira more, to pay 59 naira more per liter for petrol, which of course an average Nigerian there, the elite Nigerian may not feel the heat as much as that man on the street who does not even have a vehicle. But in turn, it will mean that he or she will have to pay more on transportation. But when we wonder, the timing, that's one thing on one side. Again, couldn't the government have done something alternative rather than increasing the price of fuel to show the welfareist nature of their ideology which they preach to Nigerians?
Okay, that seems very logical, Sean. But let me throw the question back at you. Would you rather we maintain the subsidy regime and we continue to queue for fuel because fuel is not available? Have you asked yourself, why is it that those who are licensed to build refineries so many years back have refused to do so, with the exception of Alhaji Aliko Dangote? Why have they refused? It's because of this stranglehold of government in imposing a subsidy regime that is more of a subterfuge for pilfering of Commonwealth. Because I maintain, you and I are Nigerians, we've been living. Yes, it looks painful because official price, you have to pay 145. But I tell you, without mincing words, I have been buying consistently fuel for 200 naira per liter, even here in Abuja. 200 naira per liter at many of the black market channels, because I could not go to queue for hours on end. Just go around filling stations, even as of today. You still see a very long queue. Man hours are being lost.
Mr. Ojo, again, one will wonder, policies of government has political angles to it. Just a moment. Policies of government has political angle to it. For example, 3 years ago in 2012, when the Jonathan administration put forward the idea of removing subsidies on fuel, there are a lot of cry in the country about that decision. A lot of people took to the street because perhaps it wasn't a good timing. And there are a lot of alternatives that I understand there are a lot of fora where people have talked about what government could do rather than removing subsidy at that time. But again, one will wonder, in your own perspective, do you think it is good timing for President Buhari and his government to increase the price of perhaps one of the golden commodities in the nation?
It is. I say that with every sense of responsibility. Majority of Nigerians may not agree with me, but you see, this is not, a government is not elected to pander to the whims and caprices of every citizens of the country. The point is that sometimes you take a very unpopular decision, ab initio, but in the long run, it pays off. For me, I would rather the discussion moves to what do we do with the savings that we will be getting from this fuel hike? Can we use it for fixing our very critical infrastructural deficit, like good roads, can we channel it to productive use, like the metro line, the rail line, Calabar, Lagos, Lagos, Kano? Can we use it to provide, well-equipped hospitals? Can we use it to provide the free feeding for children in primary schools, as APC has canvassed? Can we use part of it to provide the 5,000 naira stipend for the vulnerable and the poorest of the poor? Because you cannot just take one angle to this whole issue. I have said, and I stand to be contradicted, have we been getting the fuel at the official pump price in the last 1 year of this administration? The answer is no. I've traveled across the length and breadth of this country. Even July last year, I went to Bauchi State, and along Kafanchan, down to Plateau, to Bauchi, the average amount we bought fuel for the car that took us there was 130 naira.
All right. Thank you so much.
And I'm talking of July last year.
All right.
Now,
we need to go now.
The price of fuel in the international community has dipped.
We need to go now.
The government is running a budget of deficit. The deficit in the budget of 2016 is over 2 trillion naira.
We need to go now, Mr. Ojo.
Has got to look for funds to fix this deficit in the budget.
We need to go now. Many thanks, Mr. Jide Ojo, a political analyst, talking to us from Abuja studio. He's been talking about the Buhari administration's programs, and side by side with the APC programs and agenda. Thank you so much for being a strong companion on the program. I'm Sheon Akimbale. Bye for now.